Hi, this is Federico with Cuttle, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import your own SVG files into Cuttle and customize them to your needs. It could be files that you made using any other software or files that someone else made and you purchased or downloaded somewhere else. This question came up because a lot of people have been introduced to Cuttle through the templates. And with the templates, you get to see a very simplified, useful interface, but you don't get to see that there is a full editor behind it that you can, of course, use. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples on how you could use external files. And of course, I'm not going to cover all the cases, but hopefully this gets you started. So here I have the Cuttle Editor. I'm going to create a new component, so I get a blank canvas to work with. And just to prove that actually the file is coming from somewhere else, I came over here to the Noun project and I searched for pumpkin. And I'm just going to look for an icon or file that seems kind of usable in a laser cutting context. So I'm kind of looking for something that has a full outline that I can cut. This one looks good. So let's hit that one. I want to get it. And I want to make sure I get an SVG. And so I'm going to go back to Cuttle. And so one way to get it is to go to File and hit Import SVG or Image. And then I can select that file, the last one I just downloaded, and here it is. So the first thing you're going to probably have to do is change the scale. And so because this one, as it came in, is just about half an inch wide, and I think I want something about 3 inches or so. So one way to change it is to use the handles, like with any other shape. And another way to change it is to, click here and press and enter the size that I want. So let's say I want it to be 3 inches. So this looks good. The first obvious thing I can think of is to get rid of the fill, add a stroke. So I only see the outline, and let's say, this is what I want to cut, what I see as a blue fill. And, one of those basic things I would like to do is to add a hole. So a hole could be a simple circle that I place where I want it. And let's say I place it there. I'm not sure that's going to be the right size, but I want to hang it somehow. And let's say I just want to make that hole a different color. So that would be one simple, obvious thing to change that file. The other thing I could do is probably try and customize it by adding some text, for example. So I can always add some text. I'm going to search for text here. I'm going to grab my basic text, change the alignment, and then I'm going to say, something like Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to change the size of that, probably change the font. And again, usually with laser cutting, you want to change the colors to differentiate your operations. So let's say if I wanted these to be engraved, I could give it a fill with a different color. Say purple, get rid of the stroke. And when I'm ready here, I can simply go to File and then export it as an SVG. And that's the one that I can use directly on my machine. So that's like a basic set of operations. I think another option that might be useful to know is to, let's say, bring that same file back in. Another way to bring files into Cuttle is to simply drag and drop onto the interface here. So I know this is the one I got from the Noun project. I'm going to drag and drop it there. Once again, I need to scale it so I can use it. And let's look at this idea. So I'm going to get rid of the fill, add the stroke. It looks pretty similar to what I had before. But let's say now I want to just create a sort of outline cut where the stroke is thick and I cut the inside. So I'm going to change it to from hairline. I'm going to uncheck that. And I'm going to give the stroke some width. So let's say I want to, 0.2 inches. And so I need to do something before I send it to the cutter here. So I need to select it. And I need to turn that stroke into a sort of solid object. So I'm going to go to Modify, and there is one option called Flatten. So that one takes any color, like black in this case, and turns them into a single solid thing. And just to show you that it worked, I'm going to select this stroke result. And what I see here as the sort of green preview fill is the object that I'm going to get out of it. So I think this is a very basic starting point for you to bring shapes into Cuttle and modify them. But of course, you can do many other things. Maybe let's try another example with this pumpkin. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to bring the same external file into Cuttle. I'm going to, scale it. And I saw someone else asked about this particular example, so I want to go into it. So I'm going to change the fill. I'm going to change the stroke. It's not going to be a hairline. Let's make it thick again. Say 1/4 inch. And I think an interesting thing to do is to add a name that gets also cut out. So something very useful here is called connected text. This will take any text and or any font and then make it be joined together. So let's say something like fall. So I'm going to change the size, and I want these to be sort of touching all the edges. This could also be a name for a Christmas ornament, but let's stick to the season. And I'm going to turn it black. So I'm going to change the fill to black. And so the idea here is that sort of what I see is what I get when I cut it. But in order to do that, I need to join all the shapes that are black. Well, and so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to select everything, the text and the pumpkin. I'm going to go to modify and apply that same modifier, flatten. So this is quite similar to what we did before. Let me show you the results by selecting stroke. Result. And so that green fill that I see here, that's what is going to get cut. And so this could be very useful for making custom ornaments based on an external SVG. So I hope this is helpful for your own projects, and thank you so much for watching.